I'm starting to think I'm a glutton for punishment. It's so easy. It's so easy.
What?
It was like 13 seconds ago. Today we'll be undertaking a challenge like never before.
I'm
So the
super
fact that
pissed
you
that you
think-
think we're not chill, that we get upset at every little thing.
One liberal,
Is that like all, when you look at me, is that all you see?
two Magas,
Luke, come on. This is why I get defensive. Are you kidding me?
trapped in a room for 24 hours, and we see what happens.
You think my stance is insane?
I think it's stupid.
That's what he meant. Is it not?
Go to the bedroom and just take a breather.
I think I need to.
What are the rules? You can't leave. That's sort of the main one. And don't literally kill each other, that too.
You know this, the fact that you would even just say that is what pisses me off.
There's a currency with women.
Everything is it's like that. That's all it is. Isabella is oddly compassionate. Her love for animals made her avoid eating meat for years. Well, until she met Josiah.
So the biggest obstacle is just the time. How are we going to fill the time? An idea we had was let's come up with a roast for one another. I didn't feel comfortable with writing a roast for Isabella. Isabella did it for me. So we got, I'm not gonna name who, but somebody else to write the roast, and then we'd read it for each other.
But that was barely anything. I mean, 2 inches doesn't really count as eating meat.
Boom.
Jaden, don't say these things about my husband. When Luke goes into right-wing spaces, they don't even make fun of his sexuality, which is by far the easiest thing to do.
I made a little bet with myself going into this little over-under bet about how many times they'd bring up that.
They make fun of him for being stupid.
You know, one of the things that a bunch of people expressed was like sending Isabella messages of support almost. How would you define it? Like, get out of that relationship, you're stuck.
A lot of people express on the internet and will even write into Isabella after seeing her interact with her husband, Josiah, that they're concerned for her and just sort of the way that he talks about being in control and, you know, you have to do these duties and stuff to that effect. I've said that they don't seem to be an abusive relationship. Isabella seems very pumped about their little arrangement. But I thought, given how long we're gonna be together, that I should bring that up.
She's being victimized. When you see those comments, what's your reaction? How do you process it? Is there any feeling where you're like, ooh, am I really putting that out there? You're like, I don't care, those people are stupid.
Yes, I can be hard on Isabella, but I'm not abusive with Isabella. And if we're talking about abuse, then obviously that needs to be corrected immediately. And it really makes me sick that these are the accusations that are happening and that people are calling for my wife to leave me because of this.
I mean, you guys don't know the relationship. You know, sometimes being submissive as a wife, sometimes you're not going to get the things that you exactly want to have happen. But guess what? Trusting him is the best thing I can do for the family, and if there's one thing I'm correct about, it is trusting my husband. So you call it abuse, I call it a happy marriage.
How do you define abuse? Does it have to be physical?
No, not just necessarily. Like, if a girl is just crying, really upset, and you're just tearing her down, and you continue to just tear her down, then yeah, I would say that's pretty abusive. She probably feels trapped, like she can't leave, and you're just like, continue to just like shred her apart. I would classify that as like a very low tier form of abuse, but yeah, I still think that.
Something I have to deal with. There are not a lot of couples who are in the Maga space, I guess you could say, who talk about their relationship. I do. I put myself out there. I know that means that there's going to be criticism. There are going to be people who disagree with me, and that's something that I signed up for. I get it. I think that our society has gotten so fragile, and people view criticisms, or they view critiques, or they view me correcting my wife as something that's abusive when it's not. It's just me demonstrating what I want in our relationship and what I don't want and what I view unacceptable and what I view as disrespectful, and people disagree on where that line is, but it's so far from abuse.
I would never want to put her in a situation where I'm like, no, you're not leaving until you get this through your skull and blah, blah, blah. Like, we do practice like giving each other space often, and that's what we've learned is pretty effective with figuring things out.
And also even like writing things down. Like
big on journaling.
Yeah. It is such a great way to start the day because there's so many things for us to be thankful for. Like, oh my gosh, this pickleball court didn't have my exact drink I wanted. Cry about it.
Yeah.
There's people in Uganda, there's starving kids, okay? Shut up.
True.
Right?
Isabella has recently learned that she is a chronic complainer. I've known this for the last 2.5 years.
So I've realized that, wow, I will just bitch and bitch and bitch about everything and want zero solutions.
But I've noticed in preparing to see you, in my brain, I'm having to like put up a little shield around myself often.
Why?
Because it feels like every 3 seconds you're gonna say something
Negative?
negative about like what I'm wearing or like what we're doing or
I'm so
you know.
It's so annoying of me. I know it's so draining. I need to stop it.
That's good. That's a breakthrough.
I'm a negative ass bitch.
No, don't manifest that.
No, I'm a positive ass bitch.
Yeah, I'm striving to be a positive.
Positively a positive ass bitch.
There you go, I guess.
It is interesting how much our political endeavor or us politically associating turns into just a personal thing, personal critique. But I do think that sort of makes sense because I've long believed that politics is just an embodiment of your values as it pertains to particular policies. So a lot of our discussions increasingly don't really center around does this policy work or not, but instead just what it means to be good to people and how we should treat people. As we tried to fill the time, we played cards, we entertained their daughter, and even watched old videos of Isabella.
My favorite movie star has to be, I like Angelina Jolie. She's really good, inspiring. She's gorgeous too. Inspiring. And my favorite male.
You had such a spirit.
I hope you're watching this, Taylor Lautner. You suck. And Taylor Swift too. You suck too.
I told you, I don't say that. I told you.
Just write in the comments.
How dare you?
Maybe Lady Gaga. Ra 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 ga ga ooh la la. Want you that romance.
So cute. We are watching the Texans Chief NFL game. Go Texans.
The defense good enough to hold.
Yeah, guys, you know what? Just because you support a team doesn't mean you're on the team. I don't get the sports thing. I almost forgot that we were supposedly watching a sports game during this entire 24 hours thing because I was too busy, I don't know, being a mother and not caring about random men in like tight, weird pants spanking each other to try to throw balls around.
So you're very far to the right.
I used to be down here.
And now you're more authoritative. Okay, so you're like split. All right. Very interesting.
Muy interesante.
All right, now mine is more in the libertarian direction, but not super far. And then obviously on the left, but kind of center, which is probably exactly where I would have guessed it would be.
All right, mine is authoritarian left.
Are you serious?
Just a smidge to the left.
Honestly, this is the most shocking thing I've witnessed in my entire lifetime. Did I ever think that my husband, Josiah, would be authoritarian on the left side? No, I still don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't even know what to say. Retake it.
Oh, that's really interesting.
That is... How are you on the left wing?
Well, because
What
you know,
got you there?
I'm like really big on like
Anti-corporations.
healthcare, very anti-corporation.
That's really interesting. Cool. People always ask me, oh, why are you taking such an interest in this? Why are you trying to change them? This is why. I know there's something there that shouldn't be MAGA.
The interesting part about my policy is that sometimes when Luke and I have a conversation, we do agree on a lot of policy, including things like healthcare and those systems that the government has in place. And I'm definitely not a hate all socialism type of guy. I definitely understand the benefits of socialism and agree with them for the most part, because it's a very American first thing. We are putting our fellow Americans first. We are prioritizing them. And also corporations. I am so against corporations, so against corporate America. And I guess that is something that is a little bit more liberal. The worker unions, those type of people who have risen against the corporations, I've always rooted for them. So it was a shocker, but the more I think about it, the more I realize it's not super shocking.
I'm actually shocked by your results right now. Like, shocked.
Are you doubting y'all's relationship over it?
Obviously not.
We're getting into the night. I'm bored. I'm tired. Let's pep it up a little bit and dance.
I need to tune out the gayness.
We just talked about earlier in the day not being a Debbie Downer, not pooing all over people trying to have fun.
Avoid, disengage, get on my phone, act like I didn't hear it. Ugh.
This is a long question, okay? I need to focus.
Hey, also,
Don't touch her.
don't call me.
What? When did he say that? When did she say that?
I never said that ever.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
What?
It's like it was like 13 seconds ago. Not 13 seconds. It was like 2 minutes ago.
I don't remember that.
Cool.
She did that?
Mm-hmm.
Babe, did you
Do you remember?
I think I may have. By accident, I said sorry.
You just sorry, but now that you think that you have, wonderful.
What was that about? What made her say it?
My dancing.
Oh, that's whenever I completely tuned you out and went that way.
I understand that I haven't lived the longest life, but in the years I have been alive, one thing I do know for sure, based off of that experience, is it's really not that difficult to not say slurs.
Listen, guys, I have not seen the video evidence of me calling him that word. I need to tune out the but the footage speaks for itself, okay? So, show me the proof. I need to tune out the I'm sure that the team can find the proof. I need to tune out the maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I need to tune out the maybe I apologized. I need to tune out the gayness. Maybe I didn't, but I, from what I'm seeing right now, and from looking back on the situation, I don't think I did. I need to tune out the and listen, if you like dancing, why are you offended if I make fun of it, right?
Yeah, my thing is, both of y'all could have a much more happy life if you would just
Not
chill.
say that word.
No, not that word. Chill. Have fun. Dance. Laugh.
We do.
Relax.
We dance?
You both get so uptight
We
when there's
literally
like the
have daily
slightest bit
family-
of anything.
It's so funny because like
What the fudge?
me and my husband have daily
Fudge.
dance parties. What the fudge? We literally have daily dance parties with our daughter every day. With a speaker on, we have so much fun.
Oh, cool.
I'm
So the
super
fact that you
pissed that you
think-
think we're not chill and that we get upset at every little thing.
That's so funny. It's projection. My point is I said a word that offended you,
Nope, it didn't.
but you brought it up, and I even said,
Oh, no, I
I'm
just said,
sorry
no,
for
stop.
saying
Nope,
it.
stop. I just said, hey, I have a particular rule. Don't call me that. Doesn't offend me. I'm telling you, that's what I'm
Did I
telling you
call
you have to do.
that? I don't even remember that.
I genuinely hate how much this comes up on the show right now. And the reason I just have to make a point of it is because she doesn't seem to understand the difference between I'm trying to regulate your speech, I'm trying to tell you what you can and can't say, versus I'm trying to demonstrate to you, with that being an example, slurs, an example, of how you might have space to be a more compassionate person to the people around you. If we can't do the baby step of using overtly derogatory terms about the person that you're saying that you're wanting to be in good graces of, then how on earth is the rest of the growth possible?
That's all. It's very simple. No offense, nothing. I'm just telling you. Just like in every situation ever, you have certain social guidelines. relationship
Let me set
requests.
some boundaries here. Do not ever call me a MAGA podcaster ever,
Okay.
because it offends me.
Oh, interesting. Sure.
Yeah, this has been my life recently. These conversations on repeat. It's like repetition is so necessary. I'm glad we got this on camera, because you guys thought she just wasn't gonna say it anymore. No, okay, this is gonna take a while. This has been years and years of her using this word. Constant habit that we're trying to break. I'm just trying to get her not to cuss, because I just feel like it's unladylike.
Which, Luke, let's be real. I really try to respect your boundaries.
No, that's just the one that we've talked about, which is why I hold you to it. Just as like a practice, as like a behavioral practice.
I thought it was the other word.
What's the other word?
your fault.
What's the other word? All right, now picture from my perspective. I'm trying to like be silly, and I go like this. Oh, and then you're like, oh, we're not. Whatever you said. It's like, oh, what we talked about earlier.
Your words, not mine.
You just suck the oxygen out of the room a little bit. You have to acknowledge it's hard to be like silly and fun when people do that.
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't say that, but okay. We literally are, yeah, you didn't, but okay. I'm just letting you practice so that you know when it happens. Just wanted to let you know, because I could tell you didn't realize.
You want to like go to the bedroom and just take a breather?
I think I need to.
Okay. Please, for the love of God, just go relax. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. Gosh.
You know, I genuinely hate feeling like I'm doing like parenting or something, but we've established on the show that there's an interest from Isabella to maybe be less hateful, maybe be more compassionate. So then trying to explain that over and over again, and I know maybe it's because I'm naive to think people can change.
One of the things that comes to my mind is that while both of y'all do stuff for each other, true. I see that, I love it. On like motherly things, you don't seem to celebrate the hard work that goes into birthing, that goes into then waking up in the morning, and it's like, and the things that she's doing, then that bothers me.
Here we go again. Luke trying to white knight and stick up and stand up for Isabella. A tale as old as time. He does this shit all the time. It's exhausting.
Do you think that's at all a fair observation or no?
No.
Okay, so then what's wrong? You think you are very appreciative towards her?
Well, sure. But do you think that I respond to complaining with appreciation and validation? What am I gonna say? Good job, baby. You did such a good job. And she's literally,
kind of.
if somebody is complaining,
Yeah, if someone
why
is,
would I then give them validation
Because
and give
there
them
was no- I remember-
compliments?
See, the issue here is that Isabella's complaining is to victimize herself. That is something that she knows and something that we are working on bringing her out of. So this talking point is just giving me a headache.
you know,
and reinforce
if there were like some
and validate that negative
irrational
behavior.
statement that was made, I would be like, that was too much. But it was just, hey, I do this in the mornings. We were just talking about like, I don't even remember, overstimulation or something. And it was just explaining what her morning is. And my reaction was like, damn, because I don't do that in the morning. I wake up, there's nothing. I wake up 9 a.m. and I'm like, phew, I just have to shower and go to work, drink a Celsius.
Another thing that's really common, I do pick up on it with the Moody's, but it's also just a broader red pill thing. They connect whatever they think is the right way for a relationship. You have to have this role, you have to have this role. They connect that with, and also there's an underlying disrespect from the man to the woman. I can't appreciate you, even if you wanted to organize your relationship in the way that the red pillars say they should, why does that also come along with a lack of appreciation? So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that here.
So that was my reaction. Your reaction was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Why?
that definitely wasn't my reaction.
But you already agreed in this conversation it was negative. That's my point.
No.
Why not be like,
No, you just think that.
that's my girl. Yeah, that's right.
Would
She
I
does
say
that.
Why?
You don't have to say the exact words.
So what do you want me to do? Say, man, that must suck. That must be shitty, but thank you so much. You did such a great job.
Yeah. I sleep in while you do that. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do that. Not whenever she's in the middle of complaining. I do that separately.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to... Dude, there's a currency with women. And it's called attention and validation.
That sounds really healthy.
And you use those currencies whenever women are acting how they're supposed to be acting. And that's different for every guy. But with me...
This is your wife.
Oh my God.
You're not training a Archie.
I have a weird thing to where I've realized, and I don't like it about myself, but I really do receive love so much with words of affirmation, which sucks. I also feel like it's a very easy way to show love, like just being like extremely overly appreciative, which I don't expect of him, but sometimes it like does, like I'm not even saying he needs to wake up in the morning, just like being like, hey, I'm very appreciative that you woke up and you do these things.
So now after all of that, she even physically goes over, takes the physical side of Josiah. She's sort of defensive of him, fine. But then the words, slowly I'm noticing, because at first I thought I maybe she's saying, no, you're wrong, Luke, I don't need more appreciation. But then the words that start coming out of her mouth agree with me.
But I realize it's like you shouldn't have to cave to what I want. But it's not even the necessary. Like I still wake up.
Hold on.
Even if the one time we had a babysitter in the morning, I wake up and I can't even sleep
That
in.
wasn't complaining. That was very
Yes.
well presented.
Yep, exactly. Here's the thing. I've done the words of affirmation thing.
Apparently not enough.
I literally told her thank you once. She wants me to say it again. Get a load of this lady.
Listen, admittedly, I grew up in a family where we complained a lot, and words of affirmation were very used in terms of feeling appreciated for things. However, if you look at basic human dynamics, if you reward a certain behavior with like being very appreciative and praising it, you're gonna get more of that.
Yeah, so if we want to do stats, we could talk about marital rape.
There's no such thing.
Now we're going marital rape.
Is that
no
an
such
actual
thing.
stat you have?
I've had that stance for a while.
You're saying there's no way your husband could go, I don't care, rape.
Correct.
What time is it? 7 o'clock? Yeah, let's talk about marital rape. Great.
I have a headache, baby. I don't want to have sex. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. If you were like, I'm just feeling so weird, I feel gross
How often?
today, I don't want to.
If that's like one night out of the year, fine, bitch. Have your nights.
No, but you said no, please, and he still has sex with you, and you're saying no.
You're
saying,
welcome. You're welcome that he still has a boner for you. Okay. You miserable, ugly bitch.
Yeah.
Gosh, I should not talk about this. I really should not.
There's so much. We would have to do a 1 month trapped in a room to get to the bottom of what the heck that was.
Sometimes people hyperfixate on consent and it gets cringe. It's like you don't necessarily need like, hey baby, can we have sex?
Of course.
And I always do it cringe like that because in my head it's just cringe like that, but I get it could be like perhaps more charismatic, but
Yeah,
obviously
And women don't
people
want that
understand
either.
people understand vibes and they understand dynamics, and somebody screaming, no, please stop, is obviously much different than even
Stop.
even Isabella's no. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you say no?
Never.
Perhaps never.
It's crazy on some things. It seems so beyond what people would believe that I have actually never heard the explanation come out of my mouth. So I'm almost at a loss for words as to how to even respond when someone says this.
If you're routinely saying, no, maybe we should evaluate that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's microanalyze our no's and sex. Come on, Luke. What are we talking about here?
Part of being in a romantic relationship is being romantic, okay? It is. Quite literally. Pro tip to women, give your man no reason to seek out other women. Be the hottest bitch in his life. That's it.
Can I just say, because it did come up a lot, does it at all sound reasonable to you that like 100 times throughout today, you'll make gay jokes, fine, like here and there, fine.
And now, I was uncomfortable with bringing this up. I knew it was not gonna make the conversation pleasant, but I have to bring up that every other sentence out of their mouth is gay, gay, gay.
If you do, you're gay. I feel like most gays are probably constipated. It's against nature being gay. Luke isn't gay, he's attracted to himself. Archie's gay too. Gay guy? That sounds like a gay term, so not gay.
Let's do a tally, Luke being gay.
Every second that he's gay, take a tally. Even gay men can beat women. Why do I sound like a gay woman? So gay. Homosexuality, guys.
How does he do that gay?
More
Mine's
than
not
gay
surprising.
guys.
Let's do an Am I Gay quiz. What's the gayest color, guys?
I need to tune out the gayness. You're gay. My white gay night. No offense, gay.
Now, gay men can get married to other men. Gay sex over to Iraq. I don't support gay marriage. Taught them about like gay sex and shit. Very anti-homosexuality individual.
It's like so gay of me.
Bro, you're on some gay shit right now. I don't want to learn from a gay man.
He doesn't read BuzzFeed, he reads Gay Feed.
Does it at all make sense that, from my perspective, it's like, dang, I wish they would see more about me than just that. When like every 2 seconds, you make that joke.
But you take it personally when a lot of times.
Right. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, but
The fact that we're here, we do take, like, that's not all we see. It's a joke.
Okay.
So I think.
But there's just no other jokes. None.
You're
Now
welcome.
we have video documentation. None.
You literally pretty much say that
no,
he's
no.
like emotionally abusive to me and like I'm in a terrible marriage.
Yes, none that I
No,
say
no,
hundreds
hold on.
of times per day.
Hold on.
Literally none.
100
I don't
times?
say abusive 100 times per day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Congrats.
Yes, totally.
Okay.
Here's why I have a response.
All right.
This is literally nothing personal. This is how it's always been with us.
Oh, well then good. I guess this is what's, I don't know if the word is valuable about this, but unique, insightful. Hearing someone say, oh, a way that I speak is at the very least uncomfortable for you, but that's how I've always spoken. Okay. Having to then engage with that, again, I think it's a unique thing for people to watch.
So don't take it personally as
You're
if
just like
like
obsessed with the gay stuff.
yeah, it's like we talk about the gay shit, like anything we don't like, it's gay.
Growing up, you called everything gay, okay? You didn't like something, it was gay. You thought something was dumb, it was gay. You saw a gay person, you called him gay. I don't get it. That's just how it was all the time. So gay is just a synonym in our vocabulary for stupid. It's not like we're actually harping on homosexuals 24/7.
Anything that we think is dumb, it's gay. Anything, so
Bundle
like,
of sticks, it's gay.
Right.
no, literally never.
I know that.
It's a
Never with
definition.
bundle of sticks do we say gay, but with all of the
You're a
other
bundle of
things,
sticks.
all of the other things that I pointed out, we say it all the time.
Right.
Why does she keep saying bundle of sticks? This is why. After we just went over this.
So it's actually just us talking like normal with you.
Fair.
And
I
we actually
appreciate you
tone
talking
it down,
about
believe it
normal.
or not.
You're right. Does it ever cross your mind that the synonym being gay equals lame? Which I know, like growing up, that was the synonym. Would ever, maybe not me or like but maybe somebody else, be like, that sucks.
Right, but you do understand that we think that homosexuality is bad, right?
I do know that. Yeah.
Okay. So then creating those synonyms makes perfect sense, and it's sound with our beliefs.
You know, that's an interesting point. If you make gay synonymous with lame, then people won't be gay, because that's worked.
So you really want us to accept that part of your lifestyle and everything, and you're saying that that's a bummer, right?
No, you
No
don't
pun
accept it.
intended.
You're saying that it's a bummer that we use those words to correlate with bad, to correlate with weird, to correlate with strange. Okay. But we do think that that's bad. We do think that that's not okay. So at the same time, you're picking up on our communication, you're understanding, wait, they don't accept this. They know that they're saying that this is bad. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
No, not uncomfortable.
Okay, not uncomfortable. That shows me that this is how they think. And you don't like that.
Well, you're either uncomfortable or you're uncomfortable on behalf of
explaining to
people
y'all,
that are gay.
Okay, let's just say you don't really care.
Yeah.
But somebody else doesn't
It's
like
on
that.
either you're uncomfortable or you're uncomfortable on behalf of other people.
The only thing that is ever mentioned as a joke, mainly as a joke, or as like a comment about who I am, is only about that, gay. Everything is gay, it's gay, it's like that, that's all it is, right?
It's what? Say it one more time. What was that? I think I missed it.
This whole conversation is really just irritating to be having, because I don't like making it about myself. Because honestly, you know, I don't really need to convince someone to not speak some type of way, because like I can just choose to surround myself with people who are more compassionate or more fun to be around or anything like that. But with this, I just feel like I've noticed interacting with people of different values, or specifically right-wingers, you have to personalize it, because you have to say, hey, you sort of might think I'm all right, huh? Well, maybe you might consider on an individual level being a more thoughtful person about what I'm feeling, right? And then the idea is you extrapolate that out to people at large. But it's so uncomfortable, because I don't want to debate over whether or not, you know, I take issue with how many times they make that same joke.
There's no
sorry.
other joke. There's not a joke about like me being
What are you
liberal.
laughing to? I'm sorry.
It's only that. And so it's engaging with each other. It's like, it sucks for me. So yes, offended.
Thank you for admitting that.
I'll admit, to be reduced to something that I know y'all think is like bad, gross, ugh, hell.
But if you're proud of it,
Wait,
why
wait,
do you
wait,
care if
I'm
you think
proud
it's
of it.
bad?
Wait,
Well, that
I'm saying I know that
Obviously.
y'all believe it's bad. And that's all you are willing to joke about or bring up. To the point where I made that joke about toweling a bunch of times, like hundreds of times in one night where we've been doing this thing. Yeah, that sucks.
yeah.
Where is that like all, when you look at me, is that all you see?
No.
Is what you think is bad?
No.
So that's what I'm bringing up to explain to you.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to like, oh, Luke, let me, because I'll just like not be a part of this. I don't care.
Right.
But
I
I'm
know.
saying, in terms of, so that y'all are having this explained to you, because probably this has happened with other people, if in your brain you're either defining someone or accidentally defining someone by such a limited characteristic that you also have overtly told them that is bad, the only thing I ever hear about myself is that you know I'm gay and you hate that, right?
I've long tried to understand why a group of people who believes that there are so many sins and definitionally everyone's a sinner also see it as so justified to hyperfixate on like one that they really, really have their head stuck on, and then go out there and demonize and dehumanize and constantly obsess over that one thing, when we're all, even by their standard, I obviously disagree with what they think is wrong and not, but even if we accepted their premise, they're every day doing things that are wrong too. That's just the nature of being a human, but they definitely would not like every other sentence out of my mouth to be about those things.
Yeah, but so I'm kind of smiling and laughing because I think that it says a lot about your character that when we're like ribbing and making fun of you, like I was literally writing roast, like I don't really know how to roast you except for being gay, because the only thing that I know that's like really bad about you is the homosexuality. That's the worst part.
Right.
You know, that is the most right-wing, homophobic, flattering compliment I've ever received.
So it's funny because that's like, oh, like, why is this the only thing? It's like, if you're a douchebag, if you thought you were a superstar, if you were narcissistic, if you were egotistical, I would, trust me, I'd write in all those things. I would bring up all of those roasts. There would be so much more. But there's not a lot of that. You're like pretty well-rounded. You're a pretty good guy. You have pretty good values and stuff like that. So that's why it's like we're kind of ribbing each other.
Well, that's what pisses me off the most about it, just so you know. That's the worst thing that you could come up about him.
I take my compliment, Luke. That was a weird way of giving a compliment, but it was, I guess.
If it was not so bad, why does it offend you? Like, if that's the worst thing someone can say about you and you're not mad about it, why does it bother you? You should be like, oh, that's the worst thing you can say about me? Bring it on, bitch. It's like, who cares?
Well, yeah, I guess.
It's like, wow.
I guess it's just strange that it's on your mind that much. That's more what I'm wondering.
If you're not upset about it, which is why I feel like you're...
No, I don't. I really don't want to encourage that behavior.
I know, but that's like the deep-rooted thing about Luke is, like...
Just stop.
He's...
No.
Okay.
Okay, but to answer your question, when the worst thing that people criticize me about out in the world is that, you're right. I'm like, yes. I feel so good about that.
I get your point, too. But in terms of, like, your perspective, it's like...
random people, I don't care.
No,
I'm
but not even any, like,
people
that you like. Like, that's the biggest criticism. If you're not upset about it, then why do you get offended?
My point was, though, how frequently it comes up. I guess because you're saying there's not much else to, like, rib about. Okay, I hear that.
Yeah, because, and I think the other thing is, too, that with, I think with us growing up, especially me, with the guys I grew up around, it was very passive aggressive and very just kind of like making fun of people for like things that were like subtly true that you didn't like about somebody.
And me, like my dad and I had a very like vulgar humor and just Northeast, we call out everything.
But the thing was, I was picked on in a very ruthless way at my church, and people would kind of like make these jokes that were like innuendos at like how they really thought about things, and so people would like laugh them off and brush them off. But like I knew they were kind of getting at something like bigger and deeper that they had thought more about. And I hated that shit. And because I hated that shit and having to go through that, I can definitely like resonate with how you're feeling and like understand how those little ribs here and there can be like, they can add up and they can mean a lot, for sure. And so I think the big thing is that you are insecure about it.
Wait, what? How did we get here? No, stop! I'm trying to teach you about how to just interact, whether or not you have different worldviews and different religious beliefs, and so maybe you do disagree with my principles on life. But I'm just trying to teach you how to be a normal, compassionate, nice person to coexist around.
Luke, you've already...
I'm insecure about y'all's ability to just, for like a moment in time, acknowledge me just like a guy.
I can't cannot, like, the fact that you would say that, like, I'm not trying
Hold
to be
on.
defensive right now,
You
but the
can't
fact
paint
that
me
you
in
would
this
say
light.
that
No,
Maybe
is
her would be
insane.
better
No,
than
because
me.
you're bringing insecurity. I'm just saying,
No, I would never
bring
acknowledge
that.
you as a guy.
just like,
Not once.
it feels like sometimes in your
Oh my
mind,
gosh.
it can't, like, just let that go for a second. It doesn't have
No,
to come up
you
every
let
2
that go for a
seconds.
second. You
Just
know
like-
I acknowledge you as a human being,
just
so
hang.
stop being disingenuous here.
Just hang. Just hang. Doesn't have to be a part
No,
of
I would never
anything.
acknowledge you as a guy. Luke, come on. This is why I get defensive. Are you kidding me? You know this. The fact that you would even just say that is what pisses me off.
It's weird you think, okay.
No, it's weird you would
Why-
ever say that.
I totally wouldn't acknowledge you as like one of the guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So what? Don't act like it's irrational.
well,
You just confirm what I just said.
she might. That's a little bit different than me.
You would be so honored to be one of my guys.
I wouldn't acknowledge you as one of the guys because one of the guys would insinuate that we like women.
No, he wasn't just saying acknowledge me as a guy. He was basically saying acknowledge me as a human being. That's what he meant.
Oh, interesting.
Is it not? That's what you meant. It wasn't, and be honest, it was basically
Yeah.
saying acknowledge me as a human being.
I
As
said-
an
I
equal
just a
human
guy.
being.
I'm saying it sucks that you can't see me just like a guy. I'm just a guy.
But you know you weren't
Which
just
he
saying
didn't
just
affirm.
Yeah, me and the bros like women. It's simple as that.
I guess maybe I interpret it differently because
I just don't constantly bring up that, like, the negative characteristics about y'all. That's my point. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hold on a second. Because you do bring up negative characteristics. I think you do it what you think it as in a more like meaningful way, perhaps, of like having a deeper conversation.
It'll start like a sentence off with a
No, it's really not about one word of vile or one word of gay. It's like you think that our relationship would be better if there was a liberal equality. Our relationship would end if there was a liberal equality from your definition.
Mm-hmm.
And so you will like bring these conversations in and then try and like have a deeper,
Yeah.
and sometimes you mask it as, well, I'm just trying to understand,
right, yeah.
and we'll kind of like go along with it, but really you're not trying to understand, you're trying to like persuade us of like,
Of course. Wait. I have never once criticized you for explaining to me why you think, like, gayness is bad. Like, I remember we've talked before, we're just talking, we're having, like, I don't care about that. That's great. Fine. Because you're trying to influence me, totally acceptable.
right.
If that's your moral compass. That is so different than me randomly, like, using derogatory Christian terms. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. If you said like trad, you're like, oh, that's so trad, and it was like, you know,
like words. But yeah,
but like
exactly.
gay.
I'm gonna
right,
be
yeah.
honest here, okay? My issues with Luke has nothing to do with his interpretation of our relationship, because whatever he thinks about us has nothing to do with how I feel about us.
Aww.
It makes me sad that you think I think less of you or anything. Like, it genuinely makes
Okay.
me sad.
Again, I don't know if I care about this. I'm just trying to see if you see what I'm saying.
Okay.
That if I'm like, oh wait, do I? Oh wait, we are like peers. We're hanging. You don't think less of me? All right, fine. And then
I think more of you, by the way.
every fourth.
I admire you.
Right. So then, like, every fourth sentence is being like, God, sucks being gay.
Do I do that every
Right.
Really?
Like, as that was hyperbole, but I'm saying like an absurd amount. As a behavioral thing, it is really weird how much you bring that up.
This conversation, circle, 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 circle. I just want to go to sleep, play Fortnite, mostly go to sleep though.
It's hard though because I literally like use these terms all the time.
Right.
I've like literally stopped. Okay, I've tried so hard to stop, even my everyday life without you involved. Okay, I've really tried.
Yes, this is what is worthwhile, which is a realization like this. Because I've gone through that with a lot of people where they'll speak in hurtful, potentially hateful ways, thinking that no one would take this literally because they know my heart's good, right? But misunderstand that in talking to strangers or people that you're getting to know, language is one of the big ways that you give them hints at what is in your heart. You can't just see that in someone. You have to, through their actions or words, derive meaning about who they actually are. And then once you know someone's heart, then yeah, there's a lot more flexibility about what is said because you know where they're actually coming from. But I do think it's huge that she's having this realization right now, because once you realize that actually language can matter, it can indicate to people how you really feel, then maybe being slightly more mindful of that is rational.
I think the way I do in my head, so I feel like everyone knows exactly what I'm thinking and how I communicate that. They should know exactly, they should receive it the same way I feel about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I got so defensive, and I'm sorry for being extremely defensive.
No, that makes
but it's only because I'm being emotional because I care.
I felt like she almost had like a weight lifted off her, and I was happy for her in that moment.
Well, right now, I'm not going to do that because it wasn't him. It was just so many different things.
Well, we have made it to the end of this experience.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways? Other than you don't want to see this face for a while.
I'm tired. That's
Tired.
my takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just tired, but it was fun, and we had some, dramatic moments, but it was a good time.
Oh, we're filming? Oh, no, I don't brush my teeth, do my hair. No, that's fine. Yeah, let's go.
How do you feel? What are your takeaways?
Same. I think it's valuable because a lot of times people avoid really grappling with the stuff that I think helps make progress, and we force ourselves to do it.
Yeah.
I also will say, mad credit raising a kid.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a puppy too.
Ow.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the things that I do a lot with y'all, because it feels like a sort of a topic of discussion, but I've wondered if it irks you, is make declarations about your relationship.
Yeah.
Something I haven't asked you before is how that comes off to you. Are you like, man's out of line, ever?
No,
Or you're like,
but
it's fair for him to share that he thinks.
I know, but it's like totally commenter energy though.
It's a what?
It's commenter energy for sure.
Oh.
These commenters who just say, "Oh yeah, da 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 da." I know this shit right here. It's like, no, you don't.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff you say, I think is misaligned with how you actually probably, like I think you have certain rigid stances, but you'll actually treat each other better than people would assume based on how you articulate your relationship.
Oh, I treat her great.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. I've never ever said that I treat her bad.
No, I know, but the way...
Well, he thinks that our kind of beliefs and marital structure is you treating me bad. So but
Oh, right.
if you actually abided by it as rigidly as...
God,
As
I
you
see
think
what
I
you're
claim I do.
Yeah.
Well, great. So how much more time do we have?
We're done?
It's over?
Over.
This was a long process, but it was fun.
So cool.
Late last night, I think we all were like going crazy though, like in terms of exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Tired, debating, out of zen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we did it.
We did it, guys.
Goodbye.
We did the thing.
We have come to the end of this 24-hour journey, and I'm tired, but I don't know how much I achieved. Of course, we did Deprogrammed one time where I talked to Trump supporters for like a whole day and ended up changing one of their minds to not support Trump anymore. And this was a little more different because it got more personal. I'd love some big, crazy revolution in situations like this, or revelation, I should say. But maybe little seeds are planted and little insights are gained. And for that, I am happy.